nearly 600,000 people living on the streets in America right now, more than the entire population of Baltimore. That's according to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. And almost a third, roughly 172,000 of them, are in the state of California. And there's this growing debate about the best solution to the problem. Later today, Los Angeles City Council members will be voting on a plan to use taxpayer dollars to buy a historic hotel and turn it into permanent housing for homeless residents. What do you think about this one? Well, let's bring in California attorney Adrienne Bankert. Ethan, thanks for being with us this morning.
It's great to be here with you, Marky. Thank you so much.
Yes, and happy Friday to you. So this exact hotel was used to shelter homeless people during the pandemic, right? It was called Project Roomkey at the time. Neighbors say it had a negative impact on their community. They saw a rash of things like drug use, fights. Why do we expect things to be any different this time around?
Oh, it's actually a fundamentally different program this time around. So Project Roomkey was simply to get people off the streets during COVID to try and reduce the spread of COVID in those unhealthy, unhoused conditions that I saw you putting video up of. And this new plan is part of the greater plan to get homeless people into shelter with counselors, with mental health professionals on site and available. And that's the crucial difference, is this is a permanent form of housing with a support system in place. And that is radically different from prior attempts here in Los Angeles.
Okay. And with those specialists, I'll follow up with that. And hopefully their services also like job placement too. Are there rules about how long you can stay there? Because what's the motivation to get out of the situation if you know there's going to be a hot meal and a warm hotel room to come back to at the end of the night?
Well, remember, homelessness is not monolithic. There are many different constituencies within homelessness. So there is a percentage that need intense mental health care. Those are the ones that are most visible on the streets. But we have a large number of homeless population here in Los Angeles that are people who are simply down on their luck. So they need to find that job that you were just talking about with a job counselor, and then they get back on their feet and live the life that they want to lead again. There was recently a survey that found that a majority of homeless people would not have become homeless with an additional $300 to $350 per month in their pocket, because housing is so extremely expensive here. I mean, a tear down is over $1 million in most parts of Los Angeles right now. So we need to get them off the streets, create a healthier and safer environment for the general population, including the homeless population of Los Angeles, and then provide them the services and the care that they need so they can begin to live a productive life again and to be a member of society that is ultimately most of their goals as well.
Yeah. And as you know, there are a lot of people who they're not liking this right now. But let's talk about the legality of it. That vote is scheduled to come down today. Does the mayor and city council have the legal right to spend more than $80 million of taxpayer money to buy this hotel to house homeless people?
Absolutely, they do. And most importantly, due to other federal court decisions, the reason that the cities like Los Angeles are having such a difficult time addressing homelessness is there are prior court cases that essentially tie the hands of Los Angeles to do anything about homelessness until there is more housing available than there are homeless people. So this is actually the first and most important step in addressing homelessness, is providing housing. Los Angeles has started and failed many times on this issue, and this is a major step in the right direction. It's in a big area of homeless population anyway, where this Mayfair Hotel is. It is a central hub of homelessness in Los Angeles. So this is a perfect spot to acquire nearly 300 units of housing, and it's out of money. The state and the city already are spending billions of dollars. So this is a chunk of that money to accomplish the task that the citizens of Los Angeles are crying for, to do something to make progress on homelessness. And Mayor Bass is making major strides in that direction.
Yeah, and I know some people say it may be legal, but I think a lot of people having issue with that being too much. $83 million for a hotel with just under 300 rooms. We'll see if other cities, follow suit, take a page out of Los Angeles' book and what the vote is later on today. Adrienne Bankert, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.